Okay, I am going to start again because now Facebook Live is on, and we are going to have this opening event of a very impressive exhibition on the history basically of Cambodia. And today we are going to listen to the photographer as well as expert on Cambodia and cultural expert. So we will have a different perspective on the photography as well as, oh, he wants to put his Khmer shawl. Okay, so, and then my name is Sciortino and I am the director and founder of Junction, and Junction is the venue that you see here today, and basically we focus on Southeast Asia, all kinds of aspects of Southeast Asia. Unfortunately today it's raining very heavily, and not only this, but it seems there has been a shooting at Paragon, so the BTS seems to be closed now. So that will prevent people to come, but luckily we are also broadcasting on Facebook. So I will give first the word to David, who is the main actor, because he has been he's quite famous, so I don't really need to say a few words, but basically he has taken photographs of Cambodia for more than 50? He's still young, but so about 40 years, and he will tell us more about his passion for Cambodia and the contradiction of beauty and war, like the title of the exhibition itself. Please.
Leah, thank you very much. We are a group that is making in intimacy and commitment what we lack in size. One of the things I think that I ought to explain, I'm an anthropologist. I also make documentary films for television, but I have a love of still photography. And I first went to Cambodia in 1961, when many of you were a lot younger, and I was an undergraduate student. And when I arrived in Phnom Penh, I thought it was the most beautiful city in Southeast Asia, and I'd been to some others. And then I returned in 1964. When I went there, I was an undergraduate at Dartmouth. I graduated and did Southeast Asian studies at Yale. And I came back and did a short project in relation to the Bayon Temple. And then most of my research has been with Highland people in Thailand and Burma. And so I didn't really return to looking at Cambodia until 1986. And I had the opportunity and honor to film in the palace with the late king. And I was working with Mom Rajalan Kukrit Pramod. And after finishing that filming, my film partner and I heard that the best Cambodian Khmer classical dance troupe in the world was in a refugee camp on the Thai-Cambodian border. And that camp, Site 2, was the second largest Cambodian city in the world. There were over 250,000 people in that camp. So that's how it started off. We went off to film this dance troupe. And the dance troupe had come over the border through minefields. And we said, why did you do that? And they said, the Vietnamese installed government had cut 3 minutes from our performance. And I thought that was a pretty big dedication to art. So that was how it started. And then we did a series of films. And we were able to film on both sides of the border. And Marina and I met on the border in 1988. She, of course, was very young. She was only about 6 then. But she was very involved in politics. So the pictures that you saw with the Khmer Rouge is we did one of the very few films that was done where we lived with the Khmer Rouge. And it took 2 years of crawling through the hierarchy, and the Khmer Rouge had to say yes, the Thais had to say yes, and the Chinese had to agree not to say no. And I've been asked, how did you do the filming? And I always describe it the way porcupines make love, very carefully. So, we'll be happy to answer questions, but this particular display that you see, the show here, was started because, what year was it, 2017, I think? The French did something that was very French. They had a season of Cambodia in France. And they had not only classical dancers, but modern paintings and so forth. And Marina, who is a contemporary art expert, had a representation of a particular painter at this absolutely beautiful combination, gallery and publisher. And at the soft opening, there was champagne, and my late wife and Marina and another friend said, David, why don't you do a retrospective of your photographs? And it took 2 years to get money to do it. So first we had a show in Siem Reap, a show in Phnom Penh, then Paris was supposed to be 3 months later, and the French said, 6 months we'll wait and COVID will be over. We saw how that went. And then we had that in October and November of last year. And then Leia was wonderful and invited me to do this show at this wonderful space that always looks like the Guggenheim. So that was the origin of this show. And the idea was to put together both the horrors of the past, but also the importance of the resilience of art. And our dancer who is here today was going to perform a blessing dance for the memory of my late wife, but we were going through and we discovered, I took a picture of her when she was 10 years old and studying dance. So there is a continuity that lasts over time. Anyhow, this is a too long, but a brief statement, and I want to really thank Junction not only for my particular show, but the kinds of discussions that their programs have provoked. And I remember when it first started, sort of when it was, let's say it was gestating in the fertile womb of the mind of Leah. And also I want to particularly thank Kun Bong, who is their designer, who has worked himself to death doing this. Sorry. And I also want to thank Laurence Bagatsky, Dr. Laurence Bagatsky, who helped with this display in Paris and was kind enough to come and help here. Anyhow, thank you very much for braving the elements and gunshots to get here.
And later on, I think I want to announce that we will have a tour of the place with David, so you can tell more about every group of photographs. You will see there are different groups of photographs, starting from the war, Khmer Rouge, Kampuchea Republic, and then going on to the refugee camps up to the return of the king. This is the historical period. I am talking about Sihanouk here, not the current king. So this is the period of the photograph that you can admire below. But we will go now to an expert. I think I can call her an expert, a journalist, senior journalist, who has done a lot or tried to explore the complexity of Cambodia. Please, Rungmanee. I hope I don't misspell your name. But...
Okay, thank you. Thank you, dear. And it's kind of honor to see all of you here. It's an honor to talk something about my guardian's exhibition. He's my guardian. I always call that. I was in Philadelphia under his watch, okay, something like that. I was in Cambodia in 1988 after him, but at the time it's very difficult. It's very difficult, but it's very exciting when I heard about the exhibition at first, and when I look at his exhibition, I think it reminds me of my career path, my work life in Cambodia. We work together for some time and many events together. This not just only his photo exhibition, not just only different, his passion about Cambodia, but for me it's deeper than just general photos about Cambodia. It's combined the in-depth of his mind as an anthropologist by training, as a researcher who really thought of human life. This reflects not just only contemporary history of Cambodia, but reflect about people of Cambodia. You can look through all of the exhibition. You will see not just only the beautiful or good photograph, but more than that. And like between the lines, between the atmosphere of each, you will learn more. And I think if we can explain the behind the scene of each, then you will get to know more about what's going on in the past. The survival of the people, like the dancer of today, he took a photo when you were 10, yeah. And now, not just only her, many people on this exhibition, he found them later on. Like we talk about David Dindas, the Apsara. She's beautiful. We were met them in 1989, and she's the first Apsara that I really, I don't know what to say, but she's really beautiful. And now, 2 or 3 years later, the Cambodian troupe went to perform in Los Angeles, and then they will just stay there. They will return to Cambodia, but David found her. Now she is in Arlington, Washington D.C. Arlington in Washington D.C. And she's still a teacher of the classical dance over there. Even she is in the States, but in her mind, she's a Cambodian, and she still keep alive of the Cambodian classical dance over there. She trained a younger Cambodian who never see, many of them never see, never understand what's going on, but they still conserve all of the traditional. The story along the photo in this exhibition is, remind me and bring me back to the history of the survival of people, not just only Cambodia. When we were there 30 years back, we never think that will be, like this. Now, the rebirth of Cambodia, the things can, but when you look at the face of Cambodian people on the exhibition, many stories come up. I think if you understand and interested in Cambodian history, Cambodian art, Cambodian culture, when you look at David's exhibition, you will appreciate more and more. And for me, I'm here and look at many pictures. It's a shadow of my life, work life, when we were young together. But don't mix it that I'm not at his age. Okay? But anyway, we were together there. And I think it's a kind of appreciation and honor to be here. And thank you. Okay, I'm tired to speak in English, but if anyone can, would love to talk to me in Thai, we can talk hours and hours. But now, okay.
You should also tell people the name of your book.
Oh, I wrote 2 books on Cambodia. The first one is got a reward from the Education Ministry 10 years ago. It's calledคนสองแผ่นดิน people of 2 countries. It's about Thai Bokong. If people interested in Cambodia will know about the Thai community in Bokong province. They are Thai, but they became Cambodian because of the kind of colonialism or something like that. What to say? But anyway, one day it's in Thai, but later it's under the French control, and then they are Cambodian. But after the victory of this regime, the Hun Sen regime, the Politburo, one of the Politburo Thai, Sciortino, and I can say that he's the one who picked up Hun Sen as a prime minister. He's Thai, and as you may know, that the defense minister Teban is Thai as well. And by then, the governor of the National Bank of Cambodia is also Thai. And so, when I was there 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago in Cambodia, I feel comfortable to speak to people in the hiding place in Thai, because they can speak Thai and they know everything. That's the first book. But later on, I compiled all of my work about Cambodia. It's called Tok Khmer Land Claim. It's a kind of contemporary history about Cambodia. That book reflects the story along with David's exhibition. The story that you read that one with me today. And the other one, probably you're familiar, but it's in English. It's so-called ASEAN's Minds. It's a coffee table about ASEAN. They have 2 versions, Thai version and English versions. It's like 5-6 years ago. Just my work about Cambodia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to receive a copy for our library later on. But now we go to Marina, who is again a quite famous person both for her political and cultural life, But today she will be talking more about culture and of course about the photos of David and the relationship with David, as well as introduce later on our artist friends.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Leah, for your kind invitation. I'm very, very happy to finally be here with David after 2020, when we started the first exhibition in Saint-Cyr, and some of David's friends joined us for the first exhibition in Saint-Cyr. And I have to say, those pictures, as you just mentioned, they travel. They travel from the 1980s, and finally they arrive here in Bangkok, in Thailand. So you were asking the question, what it is about David's eyes on Cambodia? It's a very good question, actually. And because I have been doing also some work with David on the film, a documentary called Life and Death in Privy here. And I would say there's a magic when you decide to put the time and the passion to work in Cambodia, around Cambodia, with Cambodian people. There's always a magical moment that happened. It happened on the documentary when we saw this little girl who knew exactly about General D. Tadbi story tell, And I think this is because David took the time as a photographer, and he put his passion as an anthropologist, and he put his heart. So you see all these pictures, look at his hands, just amazing. And the face of the soldier is just, it tells a story by itself, just look at the pictures. So these pictures has been traveling since the 80s, right? So I would say today we are very happy to have this exhibition here, and thank you, David, to invite also the dancers from the Royal Ballet. So actually, Kakada, he's a dancer from the Royal Ballet. And as you know, the Royal Ballet of Cambodia is inscribed as Intangible World Heritage of UNESCO. So we are so proud that, they are young, very talented young people, and they are really committed to the work, but they are doing everyday training. It's not easy, the school has moved from the center of Phnom Penh to a very far outskirt of Phnom Penh. They have to take the motorbike to go, it's been very difficult. And Pisay, she's one of the youngest dancer, and she was on the pictures, just found out today when we arrived, 10 years ago, and she is one of the dancers that, perform with the Royal Ballet when we have a guest, and when they performed last year, they were very busy with the ASEAN Summit, with the Asian Games. So the Royal Ballet is our pride, not only in Cambodia but also outside of Cambodia. So they are so committed because there's very little support within Cambodia for this kind of performance, because it's not every day. We don't have a theater. The Chakdam Theatre is under renovation, but we were talking on the way that at the moment there's no proper place where they could perform, and they're not giving up. They still go every day for training. She studied English again, to be able to talk about her art. Kakadano is becoming a professor, so he's teaching at the school. Actually, when we go back, the school just started now this week. So I have to say that these are the soul of Cambodia, because they have the passion, they invest time. And thanks to all of you who like art and give us a chance to show, the performance. So thank you again, Leah, for your invitation.
the one grateful that you made all the way for one day to Bangkok, and I think we are very privileged to be able to see them in real action. So we want to say something about this dance, the blessing dance.
Excuse me, may I have the phone? I have a right note on my phone.
She's going to get the phone. So yeah, because she wrote it on the phone, so she's going to read it. But in the meantime, let me explain what is going to happen. So she will say something about the song, and later on we will go downstairs to the 3rd floor, and there she will perform. And we have another setting with chairs, so we just move from here to the 3rd floor, and after that David will give a tour of the exhibition and open the exhibition, and we celebrate in the end with champagne. Grateful to David for that. So please.
First of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining this program. Thank you, thank you. Today I am very happy to perform in this BACC to show all of you how to know Khmer classical dance. And now I want to say something about the history of Bong Sung dance. Yes, Bong Sung dance represents the climate of an ancient Cambodian ritual prayer, traditionally performed to us to the heaven to protect the kingdom from war, through another suffering by bringing peace, rain, and victory to the right field. The dancer unified to the heaven with absolutely beautiful. Thank you. That short that is the meaning of beautiful. For the meaning of also, the main one is the praying to the heaven and the God will bring a peace to all the people who is praying. Yes. We connected from people to the God and the God to the people. We all by the soul and by the honestly, yes, to the God and to the people and to the God. We connected. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Special this exhibition and the song and the dance is really dedicated to David's wife, which unfortunately passed away too soon a few years ago. So this is really in her memoriam, I can tell. And there is downstairs, yes, downstairs you can look the dedication to learn more about. Yes, please.
I want to say just one word. Heather Peters, my late wife, was a China specialist. And her Chinese was so good that Chinese people thought she was Chinese on the telephone, and then met her and she was blonde. But she also had a great commitment to Cambodia. And she was brought to Cambodia in 1993 to teach at the Université des Beaux-Arts to help revive archaeology in Cambodia after the war. And she returned with me to Cambodia many, many times. So while she was a China specialist, she had a deep commitment to Cambodia and also particularly the maintenance of Cambodian culture.
I had the pleasure to meet Heather, so I remember very well her many contributions to ethnic people, to China, to I think well beyond China. But now we are going down, so please do follow. Maybe you can go as first because we will not miss you. So, and we see each other on one